Dynamic and upfront, Jamaica has a lust for life like nowhere else on earth. As a culture, Jamaicans celebrate life, and their creativity has spread worldwide. Its complex past has made for a proud and resilient modern-day culture with a strong link to its rich heritage. This is the Caribbean in full technicolor, big, bold and beautiful. So leave the cruise ship tourists and all-inclusives behind and explore this incredible island. Yeah man, you're gonna like it. Each area has its own distinct vibe. The north of the island is the busiest, with Montego Bay and Ocho Rios being the main tourist hubs. The west, around the Grill, has a more relaxed vibe and is great for water sports and diving. The south is practically untouched with a more mellow feel, while the quiet haven of Port Antonio in the east has the most idyllic beaches and hidden coves. And then there's the atmospheric Kingston and the cool retreat of the Blue Mountains. The island is as safe as you want to make it, and like anywhere, common sense generally prevails. The busier tourist hotspots will bring their fair share of hagglers, so be polite. The Jamaican dollar is the main currency, but in tourist areas, the US dollar is also accepted. Jamaica is a bigger island than you may initially think, but luckily there are a range of transport options to suit all budgets. Roads can be treacherous and bumpy at the very least, so be sure to fully plan in advance where you want to go and leave yourself with plenty of time to enjoy your destination. Public buses are cheap but extremely crowded and very unreliable outside the city. Taxis are licensed and you can spot them by their red plate with the letter P before the numbers. Negotiate and agree a fare before you get in, as there are no meters. Avoid unlicensed cabs at all costs. When traveling around, be sure to look out for the many colorful food, drink and craft shacks along the roadside. Roast yam and fresh coconut are popular staples, skillfully prepared and highly refreshing. Oh, and for some bakery products, you may want to double-check the ingredients before you eat. Montego Bay may be the home of the all-inclusive, but there is still plenty to do away from the resorts and main hip strip of Gloucester Avenue. Spicy jerk meat and fish is Jamaica's most famous food and dates back to the Taino Indians, the original island settlers. Jamaica's coastline is a beautiful place to take a horse ride. There are plentiful craft markets and stores around Jamaica, but all can vary greatly in quality and authenticity. The fantastical gardens are quirky, fun, and act as a sanctuary for the many colourful species of native birds. Heading out of Montego Bay, no Jamaican trip would be complete without a visit to a rum distillery. The parish of Trelawney is best known for its sugar estates. Hamden Estate is the oldest in Jamaica, with a rum trail down the hill to the port of Falmouth, one of the Caribbean's best preserved Georgian towns. Built on riches amassed from sugar and slavery, Falmouth has a fascinating yet tragic past. Once the preserve of rich plantation owners, great houses can be found all over the island. Two of the finest examples are close by. Take a guided tour of Greenwood Great House, packed with original furniture and artifacts of the wealthy Barrett family, who were amongst the first colonial settlers. Hall is another great house with a more mysterious past and carries a macabre story of betrayal and murder. The house is famous for the legend of Annie Palmer, a multiple murderess said to haunt the house and its grounds. Ghost tours run nightly, but be warned, it's not for the faint-hearted. As the only natural nighttime attraction in Jamaica, Glistening Water's luminous lagoon is an incredible way to spend an evening. You can spend lazy days soaking up the sun before partying the night away. Lush tropical gardens, beautiful beach huts, and the finest food welcome you at the Rock House. The boutique resort is built on an ethos of social and environmental sustainability and works closely with local schools to ensure tourist revenue reaches the wider community. Two of Negril's best restaurants can also be found here. The Pushcart restaurant with its incredible jerk food, and the Rock House, which is great for breakfast, lunch or dinner. Be sure to try one of Juicy J's in-house concoctions, packed with delicious, healthy ingredients grown in the kitchen gardens. There are lots of great scuba and snorkeling excursions island-wide, but the West Coast reefs and coves make for some fascinating exploration. Swim, relax or fish on the Sun Baby glass bottom boat. The original draw to Negril was the 7 Mile Beach, but the area has fallen victim to mass tourism and development in recent years. For a more idyllic setting, head to Bluefield Beach Park, only an hour from Negril. Open to all and free to enter, you'll have the beach to yourself on weekdays. For the more adventurous, join the party at the Negril Blue Hole Mineral Spring, where locals and guests take the plunge into the healing waters. Alternatively, watch the impressive cliff divers at Rick's Cafe. Rick's is a Negril institution where visitors and locals gather to watch the daring divers jump as the sun goes down. On to the south coast, and beyond the sleepy old town of Black River, you'll find a wild and natural landscape gently rolling down towards the sea. A mixture of sandy beaches and rocky coves, Treasure Beach is a spot that certainly lives up to its name. And the town of Black River, home to some of Jamaica's oldest residents. A cascading waterfall sets the scene for an afternoon of fun and thrills at YS Falls. There's plenty to do and acres of countryside to explore at this stunning inland location. Kingston is a bustling city with a very distinct personality. Bursting with energy, the capital is home to over 1/3 of the island's population and is its cultural and economic heart. No trip to Kingston would be complete without a visit to the Bob Marley Museum. Celebrating the life of one of the world's most loved singers, the museum is based in Bob Marley's former home, where he recorded from 1975 until his untimely death. When you're ready to escape the tropical heat, head up to the beautiful Blue Mountains. The longest mountain range in Jamaica offers plenty of opportunities for hikers and wildlife lovers, and is home to one of the island's most famous exports, Blue Mountain coffee. For a bird's eye view of Kingston, stay in the tranquil Strawberry Hill Hotel. This colonial-style gem sits high above the capital, built on the site of a former coffee plantation. The mountaintop village comprises of exquisite cottages and all come with breathtaking views. The mountain retreat also offers some of the best well-being on the island. The picturesque setting is the perfect backdrop for the sunrise and sunset yoga practice. Chris Blackwell, the legendary music producer and owner of Strawberry Hill, keeps many of his gold records here. Worth a look before settling into the cozy bar to enjoy a cocktail and the nighttime views. What goes up must come down. There's no better way to descend a mountain than on a freewheeling bicycle. The Blue Mountain Bicycle Tours offer the whole package, including transportation from most of the main island resorts and a traditional Jamaican brunch, along with all the equipment you will need. Whether you're staying on the mountain or just passing through, make sure you stop off at one of the local coffee plantations to experience the authentic Blue Mountain taste. Perched more than 4,000 feet above sea level, the Twyman Old Tavern Coffee Estate is a remarkable insight into the history and processes of coffee production. The Twyman family have been making coffee here for decades and grow, harvest and package their unique blend, all from their mountainside home. On the other side of the Blue Mountains is the calm and carefree northeast coast. Once the mecca of the Hollywood elite, it was home to some of Jamaica's most famous residents, including swashbuckling movie star Errol Flynn, who declared the area more beautiful than any woman he had ever seen, and he really loved his ladies. There are plenty of stunning locations to discover around the main northeastern town of Port Antonio. The Blue Lagoon is as exotic as its name suggests. Frenchman's Cove is another alluring beauty spot. Take the ultimate lazy river trip through Jar's Garden on the Rio Grande River. The bamboo rafts were originally used to ferry bananas to the port before Errol Flynn popularized it for fun, often holding moonlight races along the river. Ocho Rios dominates the North Coast tourist scene, but the true beauty of the area lies out of the town. Goldeneye is the definitive desert island hideaway. For an afternoon of laid-back vibes and water sport fun, the Ocho Rios Blue Hole is a series of waterfalls in a stunning jungle setting, where the local lifeguards really know how to put on a good show. Firefly is the historic home of playwright Noel Coward, who, along with his friends Ian Fleming and Errol Flynn, was an early champion of the island. Noel Coward hosted many a party for the jet set in this modest house, and his love of the island was so great, he was buried here on the grounds. Out of many, one people is the mantra of this laid-back paradise, and it is the Jamaican locals that give the island its life and soul. So open your heart and jump right in.